Hello and welcome to the Football Commentaries podcast. It's a new idea as we are stuck in lockdown where I am in the UK. So I needed content and I thought of an original idea, start a podcast. I'm joined by a guest. We are big football fans and we thought we'd express our opinions through a podcast, and so we're going to do that. We've got a few topics that we're going to go through. These will turn live podcasts, but the first one's going to be pre-recorded because I just want to see how it goes first. These will continue, but that's what I do, pre-recorded one because it's quite late. So I don't think that many people watch it live. So we're going to talk firstly about the elephant in the room, which is football not actually going ahead. Obviously we're on suspended all the English leagues. There's been a lot of discussion on how the season's going to end. Will it end? Will it resume after a certain time? We don't know. I'm gonna ask this. It's kind of a question that a lot of people have said, and not being a Liverpool fan, I've kind of said they don't deserve to win it because they didn't mathematically win it. But what do you think? Do you think they should win it? Do you think they deserve to win it, even though it's not mathematically theirs?
I think mathematically it's not theirs, but I think they do deserve it. I do think they deserve it.
It's a difficult one because if I was a Liverpool fan or my team was in this situation, I'd want the league because firstly we can't deny how well Liverpool have played this season.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like the way they play, personally, I don't like it. I find it really boring. You can't deny that they've smashed pretty much everyone other than Watford. But it would be very tight, I feel, to not give them the league, if I'm going to be completely honest, because City weren't going to catch them. Yes, Liverpool had just gone into a blip of form before this suspension of the league. They hadn't won in a few games, but I feel like they're obviously going to win anyway.
Yeah,
because they had to go to the Etihad anyway, and City probably wouldn't have won that game. We may have drawn it, but I don't think we would have won it. But I don't think that would have mattered anyway, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm not really interested in Liverpool winning the league for say because they're so far ahead. I'm more interested in the relegation side of it.
Yeah.
There's about
so
6-7 teams, you could say, in that relegation kind of circle of clubs. So how would you even decide of even putting teams down? Or you could even keep everyone up and just make it a bigger league. Yeah. But then that has a knock-on effect on the Championship, because then you go, yes, you can send the two top teams up, but then that's not fair on the teams in the playoffs. Because you might have teams in the playoffs who may have not been, people may have said, yeah, they'll get around mid-table, but they've, grown and they've actually surprised people and they've got in the playoffs. It's not fair on them. It's just it's a really hard one. I just don't get how they'll sort it out.
I think as well. I mean, Liverpool's obviously the obvious one where it's like, do they deserve to win the league? But if you look into things like non-league, these teams that have already been confirmed as champions,
that's true.
Like these Jersey Bulls who have gone the whole season unbeaten.
Yes.
And for them to be told, no, you're not going up, it's just
that is a bit ridiculous. As well on non-league, what I find ridiculous about that is they've done it so the season never happened.
Yeah.
So it's like however many, what was it? It would have been about 20 something games played in non-league, coming up to 30. And then they've come out and said, that season didn't really happen. I would find that hard to take, being a few being a team like Jersey Bulls, who I've heard of before, and hashtag United as well. I know they're doing well because I watched their games. I know they were tipped to get a promotion, and their season's been confirmed as not like it never happened.
Yeah, it's crazy because there's teams that will have a brilliant season, maybe like a one-off season, who are up there. Even if they're getting playoffs, they bring in more money than what they would have.
Yes.
And then they're just having that taken away from them.
Yeah, exactly. But then, in the same breath, you can also say the teams in the relegation zone, they've been saved.
Yeah.
You could, because you've got to see it both ways. You can't just see it as, oh, they're not going to win the league.
Yeah, completely.
You got to see it as like, they're not going to get relegated. You know.
Yeah.
They were doomed and gloomed to go down, and then they've. Look, it's like it's like say if like the Prem do this thing, with 22 teams in it. You could. Yeah. You can also. It's like Norwich. They were deemed to go down. Yes, they played good football. I enjoyed watching them. I thought they played, but they were going to go down more than likely.
Yeah.
And the fact that they could stay up, I think it's just a bit mad. Because go on.
It's just like things like the FA Trophy. Small teams been doing the chant to play Notts County, a former league side. Go to Wembley.
That's actually very true.
Money that have come in.
Because
it's just been.
Because what we're talking about here is in non-league, because we follow a non-league team, both of us. There's kind of like the FA Cup version of non-league, or the League Cup version, I'd say. And it's basically where all the non-league teams get into like a League Cup kind of competition, and there's a final at Wembley. I think it was won last year by Fylde against Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient obviously now promoted, so they can't be in it. It's kind of like that, and usually there's not many big upsets in that tournament. Usually the National League and some National League South and North teams, which are 6th tier teams in England, usually get to like the semi-finals and the final. Yeah. But this year, wasn't it the 7th tier teams? I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Two 7th tier teams got each other in the semi-finals, which obviously means that one of them would end up going through, and that's a day at Wembley, and that's televised game, and that's a lot of money. Basically.
Cool.
So for that to not go ahead, especially the fans. Imagine that. Semi-finals to look forward to, 2-legged semi-final, chance at Wembley, taken away from you. I'd be fuming.
Yeah.
I'd be raging. But then we've also got to look at the other side. Is we can't help this.
Yeah. No,
that's the one. That's the one annoying thing. That no one knew was coming. Happened quite quickly. All this suspension of football. It's like, what, 2 weeks ago? Non-league were playing, wasn't it? I think it was 2 weeks ago.
I'd say so.
I think National League games were going on. 2.5 weeks ago, I was commentating on Liverpool. Even though it seems a long time ago, or 3.5 weeks, whatever it is. That's not that long ago. It's not even a month yet since those games. It's all happened really quickly. But I think the Premier League will have big discussions.
Yeah.
Because what they've got, not with the outcome, not everyone's going to be happy. That's what they've got to look at.
Yeah.
There's going to be not everyone after this. They're not going to find a way for everyone to be like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm for that. It's just you're going to have people who are going to be upset. It's just who do you upset in a way.
Yeah.
It's just, for me, this is how I'd do it. I'd keep everyone in the Prem.
Yeah.
Give Liverpool the league.
Mm-hmm.
Promote 2 Championship teams.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And the top 2. Yes, that means the teams in the playoffs don't make it. But then we got to be real at the end of the day. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
There is the next season. It's not like this is the only season left in football and that's it.
Yeah.
There's more. So, for me, I feel like that is probably the best way. And then obviously that will just spiral into other leagues that they have to do the same.
Yeah.
Because you've got to remember as well, there's 24 teams in the other leagues.
Yeah.
So say having 26 teams, say, in a league, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I don't know how the other leagues would do it.
Yeah, because on the league table currently, if let's just say Aston Villa played their game in hand and won it, they would go from 19th to 16th, obviously taking them out of relegation. So
yeah, that's because then that's just, and you got to remember, if a team gets relegated from the Prem, that is so much money.
Yeah.
Being lost, it's ridiculous. Like, that's why teams so desperately want to stay up. Because they say if the money wasn't too great, then a lot of teams would, if they get relegated, they'd be like, oh, okay, probably wasn't our year, whatever. But with the TV money that's involved, because I don't know if I read this, I'm not sure, I didn't read too much about it, but apparently Burnley are struggling financially because they rely so much on TV money being televised, all the media about it. So I know they're struggling for money because you got to remember, not every team are like City, United, who actually have money.
Completely.
But then I read this before, and you got teams like Liverpool and Tottenham who won who were in Champions League finalists last year, have however much money, and they're putting their staff on government wages. How does that work? City haven't done that, which I'm very proud of, because if you can tell by the sign, if you have a look at the sign, there's a certain badge there, so you can maybe infer whatever from what I'm saying. But I feel like I don't get it.
Yeah,
they're such a worldwide, global business.
Yeah.
The fact that they had to put their staff on government wages, I think, is so bad. And then forcing Premier League players to cut on wages. It's like, I know this sounds really ridiculous, and I'm not taking the side of the football players at all here, because what they get paid is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they get paid a certain amount of money. They know how much they get paid, and they know they're going to get a certain amount of money. So they're going to buy things and buy houses that are going to be quite nice, that they can afford. And the fact that all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're asking to get, like a 30%, cut on the wages. That, I'm not saying it's the end of the world for them. It's not. But for some players and for some lower league teams,
completely,
they can't live off cut of 30%, because they bought things they can afford, and with this cut of money, they might not be able to afford it. So I just think that's quite. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think, like I said, there's no winning with this. I've heard that the peak of this pandemic is in a couple of weeks.
Right.
To save it, hopefully, peters away. Again, and I've seen people take the mick out of this, but I don't know anything about it. I'm not coming across as some sort of scientist who knows all the information. But say if it's done in about a month or so, that's May, June. If we just get the season complete throughout June, July, even if it's behind closed doors, by the way, even if it, get it done for maybe August. Yeah. Have a summer break, or break August, September if they need it, and just restart the season just October and just push out that season a bit longer. I know the Euros are next year, but surely the Euros can start a little later. Maybe a month later. Yeah. I feel like there's ways around it, but teams aren't willing, or the Premier League aren't willing to do it.
I've heard that the Europa League and Champions League, UEFA have said that they're thinking of maybe trying to get the semi-final, the quarter-finals, semi-finals and final played over 2 weeks, and the final and semi-final having 4 days separate rest days, which is crazy. But
the thing is with that is, firstly, we could not have 2 legs, quarter and semi-finals. Because say if a team gets to the final, that's what, 5 games within 14 days. High, tense, pressure ones as well. You've got to bear in mind, that's a Champions League final. That's big, massive competition. Yeah. So I don't think that would work in that aspect of it. Yeah. But say if they were to do quarterfinals, 1 leg,
one-legged.
Firstly,
Yeah,
there'd have to be neutral grounds.
yeah, they would.
Because you can't have City playing, say, Bayern Munich in the quarterfinal, say, and they have the game at Etihad
the Allianz
or the Allianz Arena. It's not fair.
Yeah.
And then you can't realistically have the game at Wembley, or you can't have it at Allianz because isn't that the German stadium, or like the Hertha Berlin one? I think it is. And they play, and German players play there nearly every season, pretty much.
Yeah.
So then you've got to find a different ground in a different country, and that means players have to travel there. And then if they win the quarterfinal, they go to the semi-final, play in a different ground, a different team, a different country again. I don't get how UEFA would do that one. Obviously, these are all ideas. I understand that this is nothing confirmed, but that'd be difficult to do.
Yeah, players being tired, and it wouldn't be the same if Russia either. I
think the worst thing is to rush it. Everyone's like, I know Gary Neville said when he was doing like an interview on Sky with Jamie Carragher, he was saying, why don't we have like a 2-month just like football festival of just football?
Yeah,
it's like that's not going to work.
No,
you've already got managers complaining about schedules and like having too many games at once. I know we've had a bit of a break, but you got to remember, like I said, say if this does end, we can play football again in about a month or two. The break they've had is what, 3 months? So they'll need a full-on like pre-season kind of schedule to get back in it.
To get back,
No one's been allowed outside, by the way. So it's not even like they've been able to train properly.
Yeah.
So you'd have to regroup as a team again.
Yeah.
Again, it's just a bit difficult to.
And like you said,
sort out.
Not everyone will be happy with it. You won't make everyone happy.
I think that's what teams will struggle the most. Maybe fans, because having say Liverpool, I think they'll be giving it. To be honest, I think we'll do what league was it? Who've cancelled their league already? Was it the Belgian? It was, wasn't it? Club Brugge being given the title.
Yeah.
Because they were like just miles ahead, and no one was going to win.
I think it was 15 points for them, and there was one game left. And I think if they're to say the season's done when they have been confirmed, like other teams, it's just completely unfair.
Yeah, and I know like a lot of leagues, not just the Championship, but I know like major leagues, first tiers like Germany, they have a relegation playoff.
Yeah.
It's just not even like teams go straight down. Some get the playoff chance to stay up.
Mm-hmm.
Which some teams who are maybe destined to finish bottom, if they think, we can get in this playoff relegation place and try and win that game and stay up that way, that might be the way they do it. So there again, that's another problem. Obviously, with the Premier League, we don't have any like playoff kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're quite lucky in that sense that literally 3 teams go down, 1 win the league, 4 get Champions League. It's quite simple.
There's 3 teams on the exact same amount of points in the Premier League relegation battle, and only one of them teams is in the last relegation place. The other is safe.
Yeah.
So it's completely unfair.
I think personally, if we take in every single Premier League fan into account, actually thinking about them, not just thinking about the top teams, we've got to finish the season.
Yeah.
When that is,
completely.
I don't know. If it's behind closed doors, so be it. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not saying complete now. We've got to got to wait until this is all over. But just, I just don't personally. I don't see a way we can not finish the season. Because then we get a proper finish.
We get the actual result.
We get the final points tally and all that. But in terms of like non-league, clubs can't survive.
No, completely.
Without football being played. Like
Yeah,
they run off ticket sales, finishing
things
certain
like that.
places, getting a televised game on BT Sport, because I know obviously they televise the National League football.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and obviously I've seen in the news like the Premier League clubs are going to try and come together to help funding for the EFL.
Yeah.
And the non-league National League teams, like 130 million, which I think would maybe be enough, but
I think
you got to remember League One teams as well. There's some big League One teams.
Yeah.
Like Sunderland, Portsmouth, they're massive teams. Like not long ago, Blackpool, they're in League One, aren't they? Some huge teams. Like
the financial crisis with Blackpool and Fleetwood, they've been rumoured to merge together.
Yeah.
Because of it. So.
And then you got to think as well, Bolton and Bury were.
Yeah.
I know Bury's were removed and Bolton just scraped through it, but that was even before all this.
Yeah.
So imagine teams who were kind of in the same boat of Bolton and Bury then, now.
Yeah, because I think Oldham were close to going into administration just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, because they're quite a local team. Then they are.
Yeah.
They're not like a big, like city, or a big county. Oldham's quite small.
League Two team
in terms of fan base. The League Two, they're not doing too well. I don't think.
No, yeah, I think
so. That'll be difficult for them.
Yeah.
So, we've come to a conclusion that if the season isn't to be played out, because I don't think they will, I think they'll call off the season, which I think's not right. I think they'll give Liverpool the league, keep everyone up, and promote the top two teams from the Championship.
Yeah.
And then for the Championship, League One and League Two, in terms of relegating teams and promoting teams, I don't know. I don't know what they'll do.
Yeah.
They'll think of a way. They'll do something.
Yeah.
But a good 22-minute chat on that, which I found was quite enjoyable. We're going to move on.
Yeah.
Finally. After talking, because that's all I've seen on the news, this pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get it out of my face. So we're going to move on to... we're going to stay on the Premier League season, but we're actually going to do a team of the season.
Yeah.
Or what would have been a team of the season if it had ended now. I'm going to get it up Sky just because they have like a format where we can fill in players. So I'll do that.
Okay.
You can't see this on watching the video, but I can. So I've got to try and get it up now. But while I look for this, who have you enjoyed watching the most this season? In terms of maybe you thought they might have not done too well, and you've gone, you know what, they play some decent football.
I think I've not watched them much, but I do think Sheffield United.
Yes.
I think they've done really well to get into the position where they are. I think being honest, I had them down for relegation.
I did.
So I think the fact that they've just turned it out, well, not turned it around, but they've kind of made everyone look like fools. And
definitely, because
amazing.
Because I've watched them a few times. On a few commentaries. I can't remember who now, but I've watched them a few times. And it's just the way they play. It's just mad in a way. It's like it shouldn't work, but it does.
It does.
It's kind of like, I think that's what I found a bit mental about it.
Yeah,
so,
they've done well as well in terms of results. I mean, obviously they were unlucky to get beat at home by Liverpool.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They've done well against teams like United. Obviously, unlucky to get beat.
Oh, they won. That is a game I did commentate. Yeah, they played really well.
But getting points against big teams,
and also I think the hardest part of it is getting the points against the lower teams, because that's where you can actually slip up the most without even realising. You know, you keep picking up these points here and there against teams like Brighton. You know, all the teams down there, Aston Villa, and they actually end up like racking up, and you go, oh, that's where we've actually lost out. So the fact that they've actually consistently beat teams up there, and down the table, I think, is what's really kept them going. Right, I've got it up. We're going to go for a 4-3-3. I think it's the fairest. This is based off this season. This isn't like the best players in the league. So they give us options here. And I can't scroll down. So these are the ones they give us. So we've got Leno, Ramsdale from Bournemouth. We've got Nick Pope, Gaeta from Crystal Palace, Schmeichel, Alisson, Edison, Dubravka, Tim Krul, Dean Henderson, and Ben Foster. Right, let's try and knock some of these off straight away. Tim Krul, bottom of the league, you can't be keeper of the year. Ramsdale, Bournemouth, poor in a form, I think, for 2-3 months during the season. Can't. Gaeta, do like him, not good enough for Crystal Palace as a team, so he can't be best keeper. So that's 3 gone. Ben Foster, very good season. He's played so well, it's actually ridiculous. But again, Watford haven't been doing too well, so we'll have to chalk him off. Dubravka, good keeper, solid season, but I just don't think he's...
Yeah, he's not the best. I'd say.
So we've knocked that down. So we've got Leno, Pope, Schmeichel, Alisson, Edison, and Henderson. So that's 6. So we can try and whittle this down to 3.
Right.
What are you thinking?
I think my 3 would be Alisson, Edison, and Henderson.
Why? Why Henderson? Because obviously, start of the season, you wouldn't really put Dean Henderson as your keeper of the year.
I think, I agree with that, but I just think that he's in a way he's bounced back. He's been knocking on that England door for the England starting 11, the Euro places. I think he's done really well against big teams. He's saved the penalty against City, big save, and helped Sheffield United out massively this season. I just think he's done really well, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could not agree more. Can we just say that penalty save, he was off the line? He was 2 yards off his line. Well seen, ref. Well seen. This would be my 3, and this is quite surprising who is not going to be in there, despite the play I'm not going to say. I'd go Dean Henderson, 100%. I'd go Alisson, because of that run they've been on the last 10 games where they just didn't concede. I'd put him in the top 3, and I'd go Nick Pope, because he is just just does what a goalkeeper's made to do: save shots. You got Edison and all that. He's great on the ball, passing it, spraying it about, gets a few matches. Guardiola saying, I'd play him in midfield, but he hasn't had the greatest of seasons. He got sent off against Wolves. We've lost quite a lot of games this season. We've conceded quite a few goals. He obviously he was on a poor run of form, which led him to be dropped during the Christmas period. And then you got Nick Pope in a Burnley team, who him and Henderson have pretty much been tipped to go to the Euros, and one of them starting. To have Edison there, maybe just because he's a City player, I think would be a little unfair in a sense. But also a shout out to Schmeichel as well. For Leicester, what season? Well. I called it. You remember when we were in the car, and I said Leicester top 4. I knew it. And they've delivered. So we got it down to 3 or 4, because we had Edison.
I agree with you. We'll put Pope there.
If Edison didn't have that blip where he got sent off and got dropped during Christmas, he'd probably be in there. But the fact that he had that 2 or 3 weeks of off, I think that'd be unfair to
it has happened.
Right. So we've got Nick Pope, Alisson, and Henderson. I think we've got to get rid of Alisson just because he's been injured and he hasn't played every single game. That's the only reason why. He's a great keeper. Got an assist against United. Fantastic. If he'd played every single game, he'd probably be in for us. Let's be honest. So that's down to Nick Pope and Dean Henderson now. And due to their position in the table, we'll go Henderson. But it is very close between those two.
I agree with that one.
Right, Henderson's in.
Okay.
Right back. Oh, they've just given us all the defenders. Right, I'm going to try and pull the right backs out of it.
Okay.
Right, hold on. Aspilicueta, Ricardo Pereira, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Wan-Bissaka. Who's Sheffield United's right wing back? I can't remember which one it is. Stevens. He's their left wing. O'Connell's their right wing back, innit? Hold on.
I will check.
No, I'll check. It's fine.
Right.
Results. When was our last game? Right. Line up. Oh, it's Baldock. He's not even on there. Wow. I like Baldock as well. So none of them's their right wing back in the end. the other two are centre backs. So Baldock's not on there. So Wan-Bissaka, Serge Aurier, and Matt Doherty. Can we just straight away get rid of Serge Aurier?
Yeah.
I think that's a disrespect to the other right backs who are in there with him. I think he's shocking. His positioning, his tack. Oh man, let's just move on from him. Oh yeah, Kyle Walker as well. I think I forgot his name. So we'll try and speed this up because I think we kind of know who's going to be in there. But we'll just rattle through him. Aspilicueta, Chelsea captain, decent season under Lampard, not in team season. Ricardo Pereira, probably second best fullback in the league.
Yeah,
had a fantastic season. Actually, just got injured, by the way, which is kind of lucky for him because it's obviously when we're not playing football. He got bad, I think ACL out for like 6 months or something. Good season for him. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think we already know he might be in there. Assists is mental, part of the Liverpool team. Kyle Walker, not really had a great season in terms of his standards, but still a good season. Wan-Bissaka, I think, has been a bit on and off for me.
Yeah.
I expected a bit more from him, but obviously it's his first season, so you can't really judge him. And then Matt Doherty, solid right wing back, but obviously not good enough.
Yeah.
So we'll put Trent. We'll put Trent in there because we already know. But I've got a question for me with Trent.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's known for his assists, his crossing, his attacking abilities. But with me, and especially in the Watford game, and in many games, sometimes his defending is the downfall of him.
Yeah, I completely.
When he's a right back, but his attacking is his best asset.
Yeah.
So, would you trust him at the back in terms of defence? Say if in the England setup, he was made to be a right back, not get up, not go to the byline like he does in Liverpool. Defensively, I wouldn't be too sure on him.
I think if you're gonna play a back four and you're telling your full backs to stay back, I don't think I'd trust him too much.
We're not saying he's not a good right back. He's a fantastic one.
Yeah.
But in terms of, I just think, obviously it's easy to say, what you're on about. Liverpool conceded this amount of goals, had this many amount of clean sheets. But people forget, firstly, you've got Van Dijk at the back. So if you make a mistake, and Joe Gomez, when you make a mistake, you're usually covered quite quickly.
Yeah.
And also, just little moments where, when you're in a team like Liverpool, where you're so good, you can't afford to have these mistakes. So, just a little question. That's literally the one negative I have of Arnold. Sometimes his defending isn't the greatest. But that is rare occasions.
Yeah.
And that's maybe me just not being a big fan of Liverpool, so try to find any kind of little thing to have a go at him for.
You are right.
But honestly, that's like such a minor thing, so don't come at us at the comments for that. Centre backs, right. There's a few. We've got Lewis Dunk, Tarkowski, Cahill, Evans, Van Dijk, Gomez, Maguire, O'Connell, John Egan of Sheffield United, them two.
Yep.
There's a few good centre backs. Just a comment on this, and I think it's thoroughly deserved that City have no centre backs in there. No Fernandinho, no nothing. I don't think he's even the midfielder section. He isn't. So, I completely agree with it, but. And for some reason, I'm not sure on this. I don't know if they just missed him out or we can put him in. I don't think we can. No Soyuncu.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm surprised Soyuncu's not in there.
Where is he?
I thought if Evans is in there, then
Yeah.
I thought
Mental. Well, all right then. Okay, so we've got Dunk, Tarkovsky. We can just write them off. They're not going to get in there. Good centre backs, good English centre backs. Wouldn't make it in the Euro squad unless we needed a cover centre back.
Yeah.
We can just rule them off. Gary Cahill's the same. Great addition by Roy Hodgson, a leader in there at the back. I think he's played well for them, but again, not good enough. So really, it's down to Evans, Van Dijk, Gomez, Maguire. Or maybe the two Sheffield United centre backs. Should we just put Van Dijk in there?
Yeah.
Because you can't not have a team this season with him not in it. That'd just be ridiculous.
Yeah,
so it's down to the other centre back.
I personally don't think Harry Maguire should get in there.
Yeah.
I think he's done well in places, but he's had shoddy places.
Yeah.
Shoddy games. So
I think for me, I don't think he's a captain. For me, he doesn't come across as much of a leader, barking out instructions. That's just me, how he comes across. But he's coming to a United side. You were on a great run of form before this all happened. Like a fantastic run of form.
Yeah.
Weren't conceding, looked solid. Maguire, Lindelof.
Yeah.
So I think again 80 million. I think that was more of a panic buy, if anything.
Yeah, it's
but good signing. I think again, obviously overpriced, but I think you needed him.
Yeah.
To be fair. So, Maguire won't make it, but definitely right to be a contender.
Yeah,
for sure.
Between Gomez and Evans, and obviously the Sheffield United defenders.
Yeah, sure. Because I'm going to be honest, this is on me. I haven't seen enough of the Sheffield United centre halves to put one in.
Yeah.
I know they had great seasons.
Yeah,
and I don't know enough about them to go. They've done this, that.
I agree.
I think Sheffield United have more succeeded as a unit. Than individuals.
Not individual players. Yeah.
So we're gonna have to rule them out just because we don't know enough about them to put them in there. But definitely honourable mentions for sure.
Yeah.
Similar level Gomez and Evans.
I think personally, I don't know obviously whether, like you said, the Liverpool rivalry, but I would personally put Evans in. I think Evans has done really well.
Yeah, I think as well, to come from a West Brom team who got relegated, to join Leicester last season, he didn't play he did play along Morgan, but to then come in this season, use his experience of playing with United to not go on a title charge, but get top four, and have played so well. I think the way he's rebounded back onto playing top club football, obviously alongside Soyuncu, I think he's been fantastic.
It's like Joe Gomez is next to Van Dijk, who is unbelievable. You put Joe Gomez next to Soyuncu. Soyuncu is brilliant, but he's not Van Dijk level.
It'd be interesting to see. Maybe we could see that in the Euros next year. Gomez alongside, not a weaker centre back, but he wouldn't be Van Dijk. So that'd be interesting. But we'll go Evans, so we don't have a full Liverpool back line as well. Because left back, we're not even going to discuss it. We'll put Robertson in.
Yeah.
There's just no. Obviously, we've got Chilwell, who's had a fantastic season. For me, especially in January, February, he wasn't very good.
I was going to say.
From my commentaries, and I remember mentioning, especially Wolves and Norwich, he didn't play too well. And I know he's had blips in the season, so for me, that's a no. But so we'll put Robertson in. Put Robertson.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, that was quick. Nice. Right. 3 midfielders. This is going to be tough. We've got a list. Oh my god. Right, I'm going to have to cut this down. So I'm not going to say everyone on the list. I'm just going to say who could get in it.
Yeah.
They put Soyuncu in midfielders. Not even joking. Soyuncu is in the midfield section. He probably would have made it over Evans as well.
Yeah.
That's annoying. Yeah. Oh well. Well. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put now just on the video. I'm gonna put some text up, and I'm just gonna put down our team of the season so people can remember it and see.
Yep.
So I'm going to do that very quickly. But yeah, Soyuncu, man, what a player! Like, seriously, man, he's played so well.
Come in and replace Maguire. Big boots to fill for.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
But he's done well. So.
Yeah, right. Here we go. Ignore the writing at the minute. I'm going to sort it out. It's got massive team of the season.
I've got an idea
of
who for the midfielders. I've got an idea.
Go on.
So I'm thinking in the midfield. I think Henderson's done well for Liverpool. I think Ndidi. Ndidi's done well. And then I'm struggling for the last midfielder because I do think De Bruyne's done well. I do think he has done really well, but with the injuries, can't keep him out.
I don't know. It's. I don't. The De Bruyne is kind of like. Yes, he's had his injuries over the years, but how can you not have him in?
Yeah, that's why I was thinking he's unbelievable.
You just, it's not, no matter what injuries he has, you just can't not.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he'll definitely go in there. I am just doing this still.
Yeah.
Right, done.
I think indeed he should get in there. I think unsure on Henderson whether there's. To be honest, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head.
Yeah, right. We've got the team there. Right, midfielders. I'll tell you the list we've got.
Yeah.
Grealish, Tielemans, Ndidi, Maddison. Salah's been put in the midfield section. But to be fair, he wouldn't get in my team season anyway, to be honest.
No, yeah.
So we'll just ignore that.
Yeah.
Wijnaldum, Henderson, Sterling. He's been put in the midfield section as well. De Bruyne, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, McTominay, Bruno Fernandes. You can't have him in. He's not been there long enough.
No, after.
Declan Rice, Traore, Jean Martino. For me, I think we just got to put De Bruyne straight in there. For me,
I
can't not. I think James Maddison wasn't quite consistent enough, especially over the January-February period, kind of where all the Leicester players kind of had a bit of a blip in form, which kind of doesn't help them because say if they were just not even better, just a bit more consistent in terms of picking up wins, I think they would have been in there for sure. But got to say, Jack Grealish has to have a shout. For sure. He, despite what he's done recently, I think. I just think he's been amazing. To be honest, but again, it's I don't even know. It's so tough. You could You'd put Ndidi.
Yeah, I will put Ndidi in.
We'll go Ndidi. Yep. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna argue with that.
So there's De Bruyne and Ndidi. Last one.
It's. I don't even know where you'd even want to. Why is it not coming on? Hold on. Sorry about this.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because I think I do think Tielemans has done well for Leicester as well, but he's. I'm trying to think of everyone else. Yeah, I do think Tielemans is a shout. Maddison, like you said about Maddison, he's not been the best like Leicester, but I think Sterling shouldn't get in there just because he did have that dip in form. Has he scored in 2020 yet?
I don't I don't even know when he last scored, and I'm not just saying that because haha, funny, Sterling, I don't know when he scored. I'm going to have to get rid of that team this season. I can't for some reason edit it. So I'll just rename it at the end. So we've got De Bruyne and Didi midfield. I don't think we can put any more Leicester midfielders in, which seems harsh, but I think the other one we've got to put in is Henderson.
Yeah.
I just can't, with especially the way he's progressed as a footballer.
Yeah, he's
in this season, the way he took over captain. A lot of people didn't like him as a player. A lot of people slagged him off. And the fact that he's rebounded from last season, despite that's quite, for Liverpool in terms of the league last season, to recover the way they did, because that is pretty heartbreaking to win a league, to lose a league with 97 points.
97 points, 1 point off,
and have such a season they did. I think, obviously, he's rightfully so up for PFA Player of the Year. And he can fit in there nicely. So far, Henderson in net.
Yeah.
Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk. Would be Soyuncu, but we're going to have to put Evans in at centre-back. Yeah. Robertson left-back. De Bruyne, Ndidi, Henderson, 3 in midfield. Now we're going to get onto the trickier part of
the attackers.
We can put the midfielders in the attack. Lovely.
Right.
So Salah and all that.
Yeah.
Back in. Where do we even begin?
Wow.
Oh my word. That is a lot. Right, I want to again just try and whittle it down.
Yeah.
Aubameyang, Abraham, Calvert-Lewin, Vardy, Mane, Aguero, Rashford, Martial, Ings, Kane, Son, Jimenez, Salah, Sterling, Riyad Mahrez, and Adama Traore.
Right.
That's a lot of names, and that's me whittling it down.
Wow.
That's me cutting that down.
Yeah.
So, is there anyone that just goes straight in?
I think Mane should go straight in. Yeah, right. I think.
Yeah, I'm not even going to argue. I hate to say it, but Mane is probably up there, one of my favourite players in the Premier League to watch. I think he's fantastic. Much better than Salah, in my opinion, in terms of what he brings. Fantastic player. Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with that. Mane, I think it's just... We don't think we need to explain ourselves. I think it's just... explanatory, innit? It's just Mane. Season he's had. Right. You know who I want? We're gonna go with. We're gonna put a striker. We're gonna put 2 wings in the striker.
Right,
the strikers I want to really. These are the strikers I think should get in, or maybe. Calvert-Lewin.
Yep.
Vardy.
Yep.
Aguero. Ings.
Yep. I was thinking of 3 strikers: Vardy, Calvert-Lewin, and Ings.
Yeah.
I was thinking of them 3, but I agree with Aguero as well. What do you think about that?
Then I don't even know. Cause bear in mind, we're leaving out names like Harry Kane, and like Rashford, in Jimenez.
Yeah.
This is how tough it is.
Very, very good. But
Ings, just the way he scored so many goals in such a... That's just a poor team, isn't it, really? Southampton are just not good enough for as a team.
Yeah.
In terms of scoring goals, but he's managed to...
Bring that
bring goals,
through. Yeah.
Exactly. Vardy, I don't think he can go... I know it sounds ridiculous because he's the leading goal scorer. But you got to remember, he went without a goal. I don't know if he was in all competition or the league, but in the league especially, from mid-December, I think it was, or was it January? I think it was December. From, what was it, I think March? That's like 3 months without a goal.
Yeah.
You know,
if you're going to put someone in, it's got to be scoring.
But then it's ridiculous because he's the top goal scorer. So then how do you leave him out when he scored the most goals? That is...
Oh, it's tough.
Because for me, team of the seasons, it's about consistency. You've got to have played consistent at the best level throughout.
I
and Vardy just
agree.
hasn't done that, which again sounds ridiculous. So then that leaves a Calvert-Lewin and Ings.
Yeah.
And if you tell me at the start of the season they're the two strikers we're going to debate about to put in team of the season, I'll just laugh.
Yeah.
For me, oh God, that is a tough one.
I don't. I would put in personally. I think I would put in Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, I would.
Personally.
But I don't know why my head's swaying that way.
Yeah.
It's like just the amount of goals he scored, what he brings to the team. That's what I look for as well. What he's brought in, and I know I was talking, but then again, I'm kind of contradicting myself because I said consistency.
Yeah.
And obviously he got off to a bit of a slow start. Obviously under Marco Silva wasn't the greatest manager for Everton. I think, but in terms of his just revival under Ancelotti and Duncan Ferguson, he's starting regularly and he's like a fan favourite.
Yeah, I think with Ings as well as he's done in not as a good Southampton side. I think if Ings was scoring, even if Southampton were getting beat, but he was getting a goal a game against some teams that were beating them, then maybe put him in. But I think I don't think he was scoring enough, in my opinion. I know it sounds crazy because he has scored.
Yeah.
But I think, like with Calvert-Lewin, I think he has been scoring in quite a few games from the start of the season.
Yeah.
Obviously, better now, scoring more now, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, it's a bit mental, that one. We've got through it, and we've got Calvert-Lewin in. Left wing, so a winger. Doesn't really matter which, like right or left.
Yeah.
So we've got the likes of what? No, we've got Son, Rashford. We could put another striker in, but we've got Salah as well. Mahrez.
Silva, Bernardo
Silva, yeah, he's in there, yeah. Adama Traore. Oh, now he is insane. He is a crazy player.
Yeah.
What he brings to that Wolves team is ridiculous. And people forget his versatility I like as well. Because he can play right wing,
well.
but then he can also drop to right wing back if needed and still have the same effect on the game.
Yeah.
So like against City in that 2-0 win away, he played right wing back and scored a goal. And was a pivotal part of the 3 points. So he's got to have a massive shout.
Yeah, I agree.
In there, and you got to remember as well, this is based off players this season and their form. This is not just the best players in the league.
Yeah.
This is, but I get Mahrez. I think as someone who watches City frequently, if I'm going to put it that way, Mahrez has been City's best player this year. In terms of, if you take away the obvious of like De Bruyne, because he's always going to be.
Yeah.
But in terms of a player who I look at and I think should be on there first, like one of the first names on, it's Mahrez.
Yeah.
So that's another big shout. I don't think Bernardo Silva's been good enough this season in terms of the amount he's played. He obviously been on the bench quite a bit. You got Salah as well. He's still been good. he's still been a good player. I don't like this. I don't want to do it. My vote is Traore.
I agree. I personally put Traore in.
We're going to do it. He's in. Right. That is a... Yeah. We've got there.
Not easy, but we've done it.
Eventually. We have spent a good amount of time on that. I'm glad. I'm going to try and get that team up for us on the stream. If I can't, I'll just type it up really quickly now because we've got the whole team. But I don't think I'll be able to get it in, unfortunately. Which is unfortunate. No, it's not there. I'll just type it up very quickly so we can go through it one more time. For some reason, I put text in and it didn't let me... Yeah, just didn't let me put it in. Right. Select font. Right. So this is like a final
Draft.
Draft.
I will say.
Right, here we go. All right. Team of the season. Right. Henderson. Net.
I think it's well deserved.
Yeah.
Very well deserved.
Trent. I'm gonna put Trent.A. Because I'm not writing his full name. Van Dijk. For some reason, I always get his name mixed up. It's the I first. Evans. Slash. We'll put Soyuncu. We just had to put Evans in the Sky one because Soyuncu was a midfielder. So, yeah, Robertson, De Bruyne, Indeedy, who actually got red picks on foot jumps, which I was happy with. Yeah. Then I'm gonna put J. Henderson because we've got 2 Hendersons.
Yeah.
Who's our front line? Well remembered. Mane. Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin. And then Traore. Done. Right, let me shrink this now. Because I know it's massive when I was typing it. Don't worry, I knew. He's like going off the screen. Right, hold on. There it is. Team of the season. Henderson, Trent, Van Dijk, Soyuncu, Robertson, De Bruyne, Ndidi, Jordan Henderson, Mane, Calvert-Lewin, and Adama Traore. We did it. That was tough. And obviously, we'll just say some honourable mentions really quickly because I don't want some names to not go without a special mention. Nick Pope, definitely.
Yeah.
Net. Pereira, right back.
Yeah.
Johnny Evans, centre back, who obviously didn't just make it, and Joe Gomez. Chilwell for his first half of the season. Grealish in midfield. I think Fred for the stick he was getting in his first season. I think he's turned it around.
I do think,
obviously Bruno Fernandes as well. It's been fantastic.
Yeah,
and then obviously striker Ings. Son.
Yeah.
I think he's had a good season. So many that didn't make it, but that's the decision that we had to make. I'm kind of glad we've got that done because we had quite a lot of topics written down for this episode, but we've dragged this to an hour, which I'm very glad about because I think it's been quite a good discussion.
Very fun.
Other than my technical issue that I had during the team of the season where I was messing about and I had to get rid of it. Other than that, it flowed quite well in terms of the screen. So yeah, we can leave these topics for the next one. So fantastic. The live ones, which again I'm actually contemplating doing now because I really enjoyed the not live ones. But the next one will be live.
Yeah.
Because we'll try it, see how it goes.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the Euros in terms of the England squad and who should make it and predictions for the Euros for next year. And then we'll see where that gets us. And then depending on how much time we have after discussing the Euros, we'll talk about transfers and transfer targets.
Yeah. Sounds good. This
should be uploaded on Monday, if I remember, which I will. No. The live one, I have no idea. We will have to schedule. I will put a reminder. I'll try and schedule this live so you know before we start it. But I'm gonna put now in text. Hopefully by this goes out, I should have an Instagram football commentary set up. hopefully. So follow that. I'm gonna put it on now. It is football. It's quite the it's quite the inventive name. It's just football commentaries. It's literally the channel name. Put it on Instagram. That's where you get all your updates for streams, because obviously there'll be no commentaries for a while. So follow that, please. At the minute, there's no post on it. There's not even a profile picture yet, because I literally set it up last night at about 2 o'clock in the morning. So please follow that. I'll be putting polls on there, getting you interacted and all that. So make sure you follow it. Thank you for everyone listening. Yeah, I think it's been quite successful.
Yeah, it's been very fun.
It has been fun. I've enjoyed it. It's gone quite quick. As well, with some of the when we do the live one after the first live, depending on what we decide, we'll keep doing live ones, but we might do some broadcasting, maybe kind of like bulks, in a way of we might record 2 in one sitting.
Yeah.
So obviously they will have to be put out like one. So the day we record it, one will go out on that day, and the one and the other one will go out like the day after. So the information we talk about isn't maybe old, or things have changed. Because I don't want to like record a podcast and put it out a week later, because some of the information might be irrelevant that we said. So the next one will be live. I don't know when. It will be this upcoming week. We will schedule. And thank you for listening for the first one. Over an hour, which is what we aim for. Please subscribe. Please share this podcast. Please. It is desperate times, as my channel's based on commentaries and there's nothing to commentate on. But yeah, like and subscribe, and yeah, be around for the next one. Thank you.